Your team is sucking donkey balls. Big old hairy donkey balls. Bouncing, bouncing donkey balls. Your coach is a clown. Your team is sucking donkey balls. Big old hairy donkey balls. While I'm out here stacking paper on my grind, breaking walls, flexing with my crew. Yeah, we never take a fall. Thug life, living right while you bitches just stall. I'm the king of the block. Got my hustle on lock. You be chasing all that hype, but your game's a cheap knock. My hustle's on the rise, your dream's looking like a flop. Talking big, you just a little fish, the shark's about to chop. Your team is sucked, yeah, they ain't got no balls. While I'm out here falling, breaking down your walls. Big old hairy donkey balls, you know I stand tall. Talking tough, but you're soft like a kitten in the halls. In the streets I roam deep, got my pride like a beast. You a feast for my rhymes, I'm a savage, not the least. Rolling with my nig, and we feast like a feast. I'm the lion in the jungle while you're just a little niece. You want the smoke, step to me, I'll put you on blast. Your whole squad's looking weak, like a joke, not a cast. I'm the real deal, baby, you just stuck in the past. While I'm flexing on the daily, always moving so fast. Your team is sucked, yeah, they ain't got no balls. While I'm out here falling, breaking down your walls. Big old hairy donkey balls, you know I stand tall. Talking tough, but you're soft like a kitten in the halls. Ain't no game that you can play when I'm spitting this heat. I'm the one who runs the street, you just follow my feet. Confidence on blast, you can't handle my fleet. While you sucking donkey balls, I'm the king of this beat.
Ain't that complicated? I'm sipping the wine, riding this train to glory. Got my cash on my mind, all the way to hell and back. We don't play, we attack. Fuck 'em all, your team sucks balls. Stay out of my track. Ain't nobody dissing me and walking away unscathed. Smacking off the podcast, we ain't afraid. Rolling in these streets like a king, reaching for the paper until the final bell rings. Up in ya, where the hustle never sleeps. Bitches talking still, but they ain't too deep. We riding that glory, train full of fire. Light away, motherfucker, we're going higher. We're going higher. We're going higher. All our street life too fast, no time for regrets. Dodging all the hate, no time for your threats. I'm clocking my mileage, trunk full of ambition. Every bar I spit, man, it's a street composition. Run the blocks like a boss, never take a loss. All these fuckers in my rear view paying the cost with me, crew. Yeah, we ride or we die. Got the city on my back, watch the haters comply. Up in ya, where the hustle never sleeps. Bitches talking still, but they ain't too deep. We riding that glory, train full of fire. Right away, motherfucker, we're going higher. We're going higher. We're going higher. We ain't slipping. Hell no, we ain't, we ain't. Every step I'm pimping. Hell yeah, we say we creep. Podcast spitting fire while these poles are just glare. We the lions of this jungle, so you better beware. So you better beware. Like a goddamn movie, I'm the star of the show. I'm full of ambition, let my true colors glow. I'm gripping on the path and I'm killing the scene. Ain't no stopping this train, just follow the dream. Fuck 'em all, I'm the realest, see the truth in my eyes. While you motherfuckers fumble, I'm the one that will rise. So bring your best game, but I'm calling you bluff. Cause when it's all said and done, man, you ain't that motherfucker. Up in ya, where the hustle never sleeps. Bitches talking still, but they ain't too deep. We riding that glory, train full of fire. Get away, motherfucker, we're going higher. We're going higher. We're going higher.
smokes the cocaine just like she used to do. So I figured I would hook her up and make a buck or two. It's been almost 2 weeks now, I have not seen a dime. So I called her up this morning and she handed me this line. She said, boy, have you learned your lesson yet? Never do business with your family, you'll live to regret. Boy, don't you know this much, by God? Granny can't afford to smoke no rock. Have you learned your lesson yet? Never do business with your family, you'll live to regret. Boy, don't you know this much, by God? Granny can't afford to smoke no rock.
Slacking on the bases, coming through, motherfuckers. Oh, well, fuck you. Fuck me, oh no. With a drink in hand, you're fucking drunk, you'll go straight to jail, you know you will. So give 'em hell, you fucker, you. Grab your tickets and pack your bags. Grab your things, no time to lag. The fuck you say, hey, hey, just don't be gay. 'Cause we don't play that shit. Off is now or never, here we come. With a drink in hand, you're fucking drunk, you'll go straight to jail, you know you will. So give 'em hell, you fucker, you. Grab your tickets and pack your bags. Grab your things, no time to lag. The fuck you say, hey, hey, just don't be gay. 'Cause we don't play that shit. Hi-ho, hee-ho, let's all go. The smacking off is now or never, here we come. Hi-ho, hee-ho, let's all go. To smacking off, it's now or never, here we come. Ha-ho, hee-ho. Fuck you. Fuck me. Oh no. With a drink in hand, you fucking drunk, you'll go straight to jail, you know you will. So give 'em hell, you fucker, you. Grab your tickets and pack your bags. Grab your things, no time to lag. The fuck you say, hey, hey, just don't be gay. 'Cause we don't play that shit. Hi-ho, hee-ho, let's all go. The smacking off is now or never, here we come. Hi-ho, hee-ho, let's all go. To smacking off, it's now or never, here we come. Hi-ho, hee-ho, let's all go to smacking off. It's now or never, here we come. I mean, you walked in with a joint, I could tell that you were high on some resin. A real pop smoker, good deal, well refined. You look like that stuff blew your mind. So let me get right to the point. I don't flip with normal passive smoke, I breathe. Hey, pot smoker, smoke a little pot with me. Bouncing, bouncing, those donkey balls, looking for a place to land. Bouncing, left and bouncing right, looking for a stupid grin. Open your mouth, 'cause here they come. You're a dead man walking, 'cause they don't want you no more. Your coaching skills are suspect, and your wife's a street walking whore. Oh, bouncing, bouncing, bouncing right, looking for.
Those donkey balls are hanging low. Those donkey balls are not for show. Why wait? Suck them dry. Then go to the corner and cry. When the donkey balls come bouncing, there just ain't nowhere to hide. Grab them up and suck them dry. Now every time someone hears a loud thud, donkey balls, they play like Ramon the Lord. You might be fired by Monday, your wife is a street whore.
You're a dead man walking toward the unemployment line. Dead man walking. Those donkey balls, they bounced upon your chin. And now it seems so likely you may never win again. You're a dead man walking toward the unemployment line. Dead man walking. Those donkey balls, they bounced upon your chin. And now it seems so likely you may never win again. You're a dead man walking toward the unemployment line. You're smooching donkey balls, those wrinkled, hairy donkey balls. You know you do. You know it's true. You're smooching donkey balls, those wrinkled, hairy donkey balls. You know you do. You know it's true. You're smooching donkey balls, those wrinkled, hairy donkey balls. You know you do. You know it's true.
The way we played against Southern Cal and Ohio State, I think we walk out of there with a victory.
Mario's capable of fucking it up somehow.
We have to be on game day. You know what that's going to be like.
No.
You don't play.
Damn you, Ed.
So I like it graphic. I look like Dr. Demento. I like Dr.
Yeah, you noticed that too, didn't you?
You're a dead man walking for the unemployment line.
You ain't nothing but a punk bitch. Fuck you and every goddamn thing you stand for.
Smacking off the podcast.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Smacking Off, the podcast. And we're here with our producer, Doug. And Doug, I got to tell you right off the top, I'm watching the comments, and I know that I enjoyed it as well. The music is just off the hook before the show. And the guy, he enjoyed it so much that even with his budget, and he could not join, have THC products with me legally, then he still enjoyed it. And another guy wants your songs on Apple Music. So, Doug, here at the Big Ten preview, I got to tell you, you should put your songs on Apple Music.
Well, I wrote some words and stuff, but I didn't make the songs. That's some AI bitch that made those songs.
Well, that's common these days. At least you know.
It is. At least it's funny, right?
Oh, it's funny beyond belief.
Yeah. Some people do that shit with a straight face.
Oh yeah. So since those may be new guys, I think that we should explain to them the Donkey Balls reference. Is that okay?
Sure.
So I'm going to break it down for them. So here in a few weeks, some of these teams that have great expectations will suck donkey balls. They'll be awful. And we're going to excoriate them live here on the show. And we're going to put them behind doors. And we're going to pick each week, each team that truly sucks donkey balls. And we enjoy that. And we hope you do as well. Don't you enjoy that, Doug?
I do.
And I know that Ed enjoys it, right? How are you doing tonight, Ed?
I'm doing great. I'm retired.
Wow. That's exciting and new, like the Love Boat.
Yeah, he's now full-time smacking off / donkey balls.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And Nikki, I know you're here with us right now.
Yes, I'm here.
Hallelujah, Nikki. How you doing tonight?
Well, I just found out I won.
You won! Nikki has won the maximum award for not only the finest chick alive, but the best podcaster in her segment of that world. So congratulations, Nikki, from all of us that's backing on the podcast.
So I get to go cover the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Super Bowl. God, Nikki, I know you're going to send me pictures, right?
Yes, like I'm going talk about a dream.
I
Because
just
we've been
want you
doing
to.
this for so long, and I can't even explain right now what's going through my head, but I better have some badass smacking off gear to wear while I'm interviewing these assholes. I can promise you that.
I just want you to get kicked out. That's all. We just want you to get kicked out or something.
I can work on that. That probably wouldn't be too hard.
Hell yeah. I'll send you a drink at the Super Bowl. You can get you started for sure. Now, has Bruce joined us tonight?
Yeah, I'm here tonight. I'm back.
And here we have the Dogfather, Bruce Martinez. Yeah. Thank you for joining us, man. And Sean, it usually makes a late entrance, but he may be here. Sean, are you here?
I think Sean's already here.
I'm here. What's up, guys?
What's
Everybody's here.
The Ayatollah of Rockarola himself and football guru Sean Devine. So, guys, Big Ten's an important conference.
Kind of.
It's a very important conference. Matter of fact, it is the best
It's a very
conference
boring conference.
But it is the best conference right now. There's no way to get around it. I mean, they've won 3 national championships in a row. This conference has. You can try to angle out of this, but this is the best conference right now. Even if the SEC pops up and wins the national championship this year, that's still not going to erase it. It's going to take more than that.
Oh, I agree with that. Completely agree with that. The SEC had its dominance, and now the Big Ten is having theirs, and they've always been a great conference, even though they were kind of held back by the fact they were stuck in the Rose Bowl in the BCS era. But now they are asserting their dominance. And I think it's got a lot to do with money and a well-ran conference.
Oh, it's a great conference. And bringing in USC, Washington. I'm not really going to mention UCLA, Oregon. I mean, these are those haven't even those moves haven't paid off yet, but they're going to.
Oh, I agree. And also UCLA has hired the coach from James Madison. James Madison, and he bought half the players with him. And they're saying Malevi's looking good in camp.
Well, UCLA, a decent UCLA team. That's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
They look decent in camp, but they can't look worse than what they've looked like the last, quite a few years. So, I mean, I guess that's like progress and something to be proud of.
Sean,
they don't look as bad as last year, guys.
Sean can tell us the last really good UCLA team. I guarantee it.
Oh, that'd be. I would probably say 1998.
Yeah, Bob Toledo.
Cade McNown and Danny Farmer, wide receiver, and
is that the team that they came over to Miami and lost, didn't they?
In the rescheduled game. Remember, that was supposed to be the beginning of the season. The hurricane delayed it till the last week of the regular season, and they got upended there. Otherwise, they would have played Tennessee in the first BCS national championship game.
Yep. That's
pretty
a true
crazy.
Story.
A hurricane.
A true story and a sad story for UCLA for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I believe Miami.
I mean, Bob's point is correct. They finally got some sanity there in the coach's chair. I don't know if it was last year, the year before. They had a former player as their head coach, and at Big Ten Media Days, he looked like he didn't know where he was at and was confused and didn't understand a lot of the questions.
Deshaun Foster.
And so now they have, it appears, an adult in the room, so to speak, to at least get the program somewhat pointed in the right direction.
I think 7-5 is possible for them, and that would be an upgrade. It'd be enough for them to buy some players. If somebody commits some money, and I think there's enough money in LA to go between UCLA and USC. I'd like to see that rivalry revised as something important, even though they're still playing, but the game means something, and because it's always been an important game, and the players that's played in that my life is mind-boggling. You know what I mean? Everybody from O.J. Simpson on, has played in that game, and it's a great game. And I'd love to see it really mean something. So, Bruce, who was the best player that you ever saw at UCLA?
At UCLA?
Yeah.
Lou Heisel. No, Rick was a good quarterback. He was a really good quarterback. Troy Donahue was a good coach. They historically have always been in the shadows of USC, and which is a shame, but it's always been a basketball school versus a football school. And the culture was up and down all along. So it's hard to get the horses going in one direction and building a program like they could, because they're just as, have the recruiting power as anyone else in the South. But for some unknown reason, they like USC. So be it.
Well, I mean, I think we kind of know the reasons that when you're recruiting and you're choosing between those two schools, why are football players automatically, if they have a chance to go to USC, or is going to choose USC just right off the bat? I mean, there's a lot
historically,
of tradition.
it is USC.
Yeah, and I think that's, to me, that's why UCLA cannot compare to, if someone's saying, okay, you have a chance to go to UCLA or USC, I'm going to guess 90%, even if they don't play their first year, are going to choose going to USC to have that on the resume over USC. Yeah.
USC for football, UCLA for basketball. That's what it's been for the last 40 years that I can remember.
Then UCLA, I would go with for
He's off in the
baseball
Pac-
too at this point.
Yeah, I don't know about that. USC has the most national championships in men's baseball.
I said as of right now. Like right now, like you go to USC baseball wise over. We haven't seen much of USC in a long time, which I'd love to see their baseball back because to me they're the most prominent.
They got
baseball
eliminated
team.
they got eliminated in Super Regional at North Carolina this year. That was a great
Mm-hmm.
series. UCLA got upset in regional by who was it? It's escaping me here.
What region were they in?
UCLA hosted, at Jackie Robinson Stadium there in LA, and some small school beat them twice, but then lost. Was it? I think it was St. Mary's, right? St. Mary's knocked out. St. Mary's, I think, knocked out UCLA, but then they couldn't go the full way and lost the regional championship to somebody else. I'm gonna have to look that up, but
I think it was St. Mary's because I was on that. I really believe it was St. Mary's because at that point I was like a bandwagon. I wanted to see that being like the Cinderella, them getting a chance to make it to the College World Series.
Yeah.
I like to see our
UCLA
underdogs.
was the regular season #1 all year, and then boom, they're one and done. Losing at home in basically the first round. So,
I mean, we did
either
it
way.
too
Both
this
of them
year.
could
Florida
be better
did
than
it.
baseball.
Yeah, but I would love to see USC back to where they used to be, like that
I would
prominent.
agree. Once Lincoln Riley's gone, yeah, that'd be great. He enters his crucial fifth year. Time flies when we're having fun, right? Lincoln Riley is already in his fifth year. At
Fifth
USC.
year.
Fifth year, yeah.
Okay, so he's been there 5 years, and Oklahoma fans are still like death
I don't think they're as mad anymore now with having made the
I see
playoffs.
it all the time. Oh no, I
mean-
see it all the time.
Oh.
It was like my chats with like the SEC groups and stuff. They talk more about how much they hate USC and Caleb Williams than they talk about how much they love Oklahoma football.
You know what if you
It's
have hate in your heart,
absolutely
you got to let it
insane.
out. Hate.
Get the hate out.
Hate's
I
not
agree.
But
Well, in
that
case,
seems silly to me because I don't think Riley has gotten USC to the playoff, and OU just went and made the playoff. I know they lost to Alabama in a hell of a game, but making the playoff is better than not making the playoff.
Oh, I agree.
Oklahoma fans hold grudges. Like they still hold a lot of they hold grudges against Florida from the national championship game. Like I get that on a daily basis on how much they hate Florida because we beat them. I think they just hold grudges instead
A college
of like
football
going
fan
for revenge.
holding a grudge? I don't believe it.
Never. Never.
That's what I'd
I
like
don't
to see.
I don't hold any grudges against. I think that list is a little too long for me to even try.
Lane Kiffin is going to have a long list of haters. And it's
Oh, yeah.
Team Daily.
Okay, so you guys remember like when he signed with LSU and like my whole thing was, and then Wade signed to be their basketball coach. And I was like, do we need to make a bet now? Which one's going to get their program sanctioned? I really think it's going to be Lane at this point, trying to bring in these ex-NFL players and have them sue the league and going behind people's backs. So I definitely believe that something could happen, or he's already done it and afraid to get caught. That's why he's telling them to sue.
I agree with that, Nikki. And I think he's trying to cause as much chaos as possible. And he sees it as just any edge he can get because he doesn't really care about his reputation or his legacy going forward, right? He's in the moment right now he can get the most attention he can possibly get on himself and then on the program. I don't know if that's to distract other people away from the program itself in case they fail, but I just don't think that Lane Kiffin is a guy that you look at him and you say that, oh yeah, he's got a lot of integrity.
I think this right here proved what people and ex-coaches from Ole Miss and even players that had coached for him at Ole Miss said, that he's lazy. He doesn't like to recruit. He has his assistants do the recruiting. He has his assistants do the developing. So it comes to now, that's really what I see, that they 100% were telling the truth, because now he doesn't want to go out and recruit players to develop. I'm just going to bring in an ex-NFL player that was waived.
Hey, there was a time when you liked Lane Kiffin.
There was, because I did, and I've admitted it. I bought into that. I thought he
was a nice guy. Right?
That he was maybe a change. I never said nice because he's Lane Kiffin. I compare him to, Steve Spurrier. He's cocky. He's an asshole. And I love that in a coach. But I really thought he changed at Ole Miss. All of a sudden, he was back to being a family guy. He was this good guy. They're making him sound like he had actually changed. And what they were showing us was someone that really wasn't Lane. Like, they literally lied to everyone to make people believe that Lane was now a family guy and he had changed his ways.
He hired an image consultant.
Yeah.
Well, he still failed, Ed.
The school
fooled Mickey for a minute.
Never fooled me. I've been anti-Lane since 2008, and we all know why.
Well,
I called Kiffin this morning to inform him that he would no longer be the head coach of the Oakland Raiders. One of the many great lines of the legendary owner of the Raiders, Al Davis. Al knew he was a worthless bag of bones then, and he still is. You can fool some of the people some of the time. You can't fool all the people all the time.
And he fooled me. He did.
He really had me fooled after, and I felt sorry for him the way USC fired him and left him on
I
the
loved
car.
that.
I loved it.
I mean,
Loved
wouldn't it
it.
kind of
You
make
got
I
fired.
couldn't understand. Well, God, Lane's such a nice guy. No, Lane has been a prick all along.
Wasn't that karma though for what he did to Tennessee?
His father was an
That's
asshole.
why I loved it.
He followed
But
suit.
I feel like we're getting ready to see karma unfold. Mainly what he just did to Ole Miss, but also all the other things he's done along the way. I think it's all going to catch up to him, because it seems like all coaches that go to LSU, that happens to.
I guess the only ones who don't have anything bad to say about him is Florida Atlantic.
Now,
everybody else doesn't seem to think the world of Lane, and eventually,
Tennessee
I think
hates him everywhere he goes. He burns bridges.
This experiment in LSU will go awry at some point. Well,
here's the thing is, he's a good coach who's always been treated like a great coach.
Yeah.
I think he's a mediocre coach.
I'd say he's a good coach.
No, why I say mediocre is because, but I can put him in the good category, is because he's good enough to hire the correct offensive and defensive coaches. He knows what staff to bring in. So that, to me, as an actual coach, if he had to do it by himself, he's mediocre. But he's good enough to bring in the correct coaches that makes him look good.
So he did learn something when he was with Nick Saban.
He did it at Mississippi
Exactly.
State. I mean, he took them in 3 to 4 years, and they're in a playoff, CFP playoff. He can coach, but he just pisses people off.
I agree with
But
that.
they won without him. That you got to understand that. Like, they made it and they won their first game in the playoffs without him.
Yeah, but 3 years is his coaching. You have to give him the props for that. Not that I want
No, I never
to,
will.
but you have to.
Yeah.
No,
But-
we don't have
Nah,
to,
I won't.
Bruce.
Well, yeah, well, that's fine, but they wouldn't be
No,
there if
I
it wasn't for
won't.
his coaching. Sorry.
No,
Here's
yeah,
the thing: is why I
he is
call
a good
him.
coach.
I look
mean-
at if he loses his assistants and if also offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators, let's say like Nick Saban,
Well,
that
then we
next
can
year
say that
he's
about
not going to
Lanning.
be on top.
Then we can say
He's not
say
going to
the
be
same
on
thing
top
about
because he
Lanning
relies
and
on
Oregon.
them. Like Nick
Well, we're gonna
doesn't
find out
rely
about that.
on his.
Yeah, we are.
Nick didn't rely just on his offense and defensive coordinators and his assistant coaches, and he knew no matter how many he lost, and it was pretty much every year him losing one, he knew as a coach he was able to handle it and bring one in at least half as good as the one that left for another school. We get to see that this year with Oregon because
That's
we
why
do
Nick
know
Saban's
that
the
they
coach.
lost.
No, speaking
That's
of
what
Oregon,
I said. That's why
you-
he knew. And I feel like Lane, he loses those guys. They will not compete the next year until he hires the correct ones.
No, there's
Speaking-
Jason Wood said that the Gators dodged a bullet with Kiffin. Would you agree with Jason, Nikki?
Oh, yeah, y'all have heard me say that 100 times. And
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what's crazy is like Summerall was my second choice. That if we didn't get Lane, but I kind of jumped off that Lane wagon, that Lane train about 2.5 weeks in when I noticed how he was playing the schools against each other. And I don't want to play that game. I don't want to circus around my program. Lord have mercy, I had Aaron Hernandez. So I lived through a program that was nothing but a circus. I don't want that again. So I am on cloud 9, proud. I love everything that John Summerall is bringing to the swamp. And I know we dodged a bullet. I know we did.
Hallelujah.
All
So,
right,
guys,
yeah, I hate to lead us into talking strictly Big Ten, but
That's okay.
I don't know if y'all have heard, but the Big Ten ain't 10 teams anymore. It's 18 fucking teams, and a bunch of them we won't even have to mention because they just suck something fierce.
You don't
okay, so
want to talk in
Well,
depth
Ed-
on Rutgers football tonight, Doug? I'm surprised.
I got to mention Rutgers because I really like that.
They were your dark horse, right?
Exactly.
now what about Ed's team, Maryland? Do they have a chance?
No.
No chance.
Okay, so we get that out of the way.
Like
All right,
the
guys.
biggest news out of Maryland this year is they finally told Mike Locksley, "Thanks, here's your parting gift. See ya."
They what?
They tell Mike Locksley, "Here you go. Thanks. Been a fun 8 years."
I
there."
thought they kept him.
Yeah, I'm saying at the end of this year, after 9 years. I mean, and this is after back-to-back 4-8 campaigns. I don't know how much longer you stick with Mike Locksley. Nice guy, but it's Maryland,
Wait a minute.
Nice doesn't win games.
Mm-mm.
There you go.
Are you sure he's a nice guy after that scandal at New Mexico State, which, by the way, his record was 2-20 something, and he was accused of some kind of violence. So, are you sure he's a nice guy?
Maybe he's not. I
On a
mean, all I know is
player?
at Maryland, he's fairly towed the line at Maryland. So
Can I talk from personal experience living in Las Cruces, New Mexico? It'll make anyone violent. I promise. So I don't fault him for whatever he did because it just makes everyone violent living there. So he gets a pass in my book.
that's not so much a ringing tourist endorsement there.
Yes.
Oh, a buddy of mine was in New Mexico. This is a true story. I don't know if I should say his name on the show or not, but he lived some national monument or something, and he was with his grandkids and his wife, and he's my age, just like 7 or 8 years ago. And anyway, he was a veteran, and he was a very elite paratrooper. Anyway, make a long story short, so these two guys come out of a car and accosted him in the parking lot of this national monument thing. And one of them pulled the gun on him, and he grabbed it and turned the dude around, and the dude shot his buddy. Right, right. And then his buddy was drawing to and shot the guy he was holding, right? Because he had him turn and he turned him around. The guy shot his own buddy. The other buddy shot him at the same time. He was unscratched, right? And a guy tried to run over him with the car. And somehow the guy he was holding kept on shooting and shot the guy through the windshield. So they charged him in New Mexico with murder, even though the cameras that owned the federal government showed exactly what happened. Right?
Yeah, Bob, that sounds like some trailer park boys shit, don't it?
No, it's true stuff. It was on Fox
New
News.
Mexico. I just missing bubbles. Like
Yes,
that.
CNN, the whole nine yards. And they
Sure
tried
this wasn't a
to.
Dateline episode.
Anyway, make a long story short, they try to convict him for murder. And, even though the whole thing was on video, but he eventually got out of it at great cost. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they just when we were living there, someone decapitated a guy at the park, and they were going to release him from jail. He had already been released from, I think he had committed murder on someone else, and he was released 2 days earlier, and then did it at, like, this is a park that all your kids go and play at.
Good. That's
And they were about to let him off again, but then something with federal, like actually the federal government stepped in this time because it's catch and release in New Mexico, or New Mexico, Las Cruces being the worst, but they don't care. So like I understand where violence comes from living in that city. Like
wow,
yeah,
crazy. But we love football.
Diego was like he was.
If New Mexico State was relevant, right, in football, it might calm the whole community down. They could get behind something and love it. But unfortunately, they don't, and they're not in the Big Ten. So I say fuck New Mexico State and New Mexico.
But I mean, I was there when they beat Auburn, and I was so waiting for like this riot, and like insane, and it was like dead quiet. I'm the only one on the street.
You was ready to riot, weren't you, Nikki?
Yes, like when Tarleton beat Army, like our town was going insane. Like I'm all about it. Let's riot. Let's burn some couches. And it's like
they didn't just beat Auburn; they beat the fuck out of Auburn, didn't they?
They did, and no, I don't even think anyone watched.
I watched it on Sports Center.
I watched that whole game because I was we were up at my parents' house.
I watched at least 8 plays.
Oregon.
That's how I did with Michigan and Appalachian State happened, right? I watched it on.
This just had to come up, didn't it?
It did.
Hey, I'll take
Sorry, Ed.
and Georgia Southern.
And Appalachian State, and it was on the ESPN News like every 5 minutes, And so I bet people they enjoyed that. They just let it roll over and over again so they can really savor it. So what's possible like that in the Big Ten this year, guys? So we know that, I think we know that Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana are going to be good, right? So that's where I'm at, right? Then I see Michigan as somebody who is somebody their quarterback is still in development, and they've lost the majority of the defense that kept them in games. So even though they got great talent, I don't know if they're going to win it, right? And then Iowa, yes, and a new coach. I think it's a pretty good coach. So if anybody can get that together and point it in a direction, I think he can at least point it in a direction, right? And one that makes sense. And then I think also Iowa guys are worth talking about. Now, I know Iowa's played some boring football, but if you are a stats junkie, they were number one in the country inside the red zone in scoring. And their quarterback came back and he ran for 16 TDs last year. So if you keep the ball half the game and all of a sudden you end up in the red zone with the game on the line, Iowa might be somebody to watch. So for me, that's the teams to watch. And also Coach Fish has fairly quietly developed Washington to be competitive, and I think they may be underrated. So, guys, that's who I'd like to start with. Who have I left out?
Well, Penn State.
I
don't think they're going to do anything. I think that
have done a
I think that's going to be the game. I think Penn State is going to be the game, like we're talking about. Like, is there going to be an upset in the in the Big Ten this season? And I think Marshall is going to destroy Penn State.
Oh, Marshall was in like
That's a good one.
the Thundering Herd.
You know what this is? This is
Yeah.
the battle of We Are, right?
Oh, I'd love to see that, man.
Yes, and they play September 5th, and I just have a feeling that Penn State's going to suck again, and they lost a lot of players, but they gained players from a team that couldn't compete in their last conference, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work. But that's just my game. Marshall's been one of those teams in the past that's been able to beat, some of the top dogs in the Big Ten.
And
So
Penn State's not a big dog.
it's factual that Marshall came up with the We Are thing before Penn State.
No, they didn't. Shut up. We don't need those facts. We don't need that. Like,
but it is true, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They said it is, but We Are Marshall came out because of the plane crash.
Yeah.
So I don't care why they came up with Penn State, why it matters that Marshall matters more.
Sean, do you know when Penn State started saying We Are?
You got me on that one. I don't know.
Well, fuck. Where's Kyle Golick when you need him, right?
It was 5
He's
years
right.
ago.
I think it was after the airplane crash.
So, I mean, that's why it became We Are Marshall, is because of, the plane crash at Marshall. But also, it was actually Bobby Bowden that came up with it. He put the stickers on the back of West Virginia's helmets that said We Are, with the M, in green and white. And that was their West Virginia's way to show respect the rest of the season for Marshall after the plane crash. So it was actually Bobby Bowden, of all people, that came up with the We Are Marshall, and it just kind of stuck.
Yeah, he was a big guy in West Virginia football, not just for the university, but for the state. And Bobby Bowden, for some people, his reach and his legacy may not be is even bigger than they maybe know.
So now here's what AI says. AI says that Penn State used it first.
Well, theirs is a stupid reason, I'm sure.
Well, theirs started in 1970.
We are.
Oh, wait a second. Marshall started in 1970.
Yeah, I know, but Penn State started using it in 1976, and they're saying that Marshall started doing it in the 80s.
That's not true, because they started.
No, because it happened with the plane crash.
Right. So it's
that's the way the movie makes that claim. I'm not sure if it's.
Oh no, it's not the movie. In the 100%, that's what happened. I had family that went to Marshall when it happened. That was why We Are Marshall started.
And what made it even more mythical, guys, is around the same time is that the plane crash happened. Is also the time that the Silver Bridge collapsed.
Okay, so AI saying that it didn't originate in the 70s. We're saying
and tragedy that went on there all at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody was affected by it, right? It even shut down Mr. Cartoon. I don't know if y'all know who Mr. Cartoon is. Have you ever watched Mr. Cartoon, Nikki? Do you know who Jules Huffman was?
It sounds. I probably have.
It's probably older than you. So Jules Huffman was everything at WSAZ television, right? And at night he was everything from the sports anchor to the weatherman to the late night 11 o'clock news guy, and he was also Mr. Cartoon. Then when you get home from school, you want to see Mr. Cartoon and say Bugs Bunny and crap like that. And anyway, so Jules Huffman was the one that announced what happened to the football team on WSAZ. And they anyway, and he was a big supporter of Marshall football, as I am. And Ed, we're supposed to see a Marshall game and have hillbilly hot dogs.
Except I'm moving to friggin' New Bern, so that's a challenge. But we'll still have to figure it out.
We'll have to figure it out, Ed.
It's not too far. North Carolina is not too. Are you talking about New Bern, North Carolina, correct?
Yeah.
Just go up 77.
I want to go.
Just go up 77 to Charleston and make a left.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
yeah,
so
it won't be too bad at all.
So it won't be bad. It's like, it'll be like 3 hours from there, I think, 2 hooked and 3.5 maybe. But don't drive like me. But so guys, so we're looking at Penn State, and they've I don't know if they can play power football in the Big Ten from scratch, right? Which is what they tried to do before, and they had varying degrees of success. And I believe that Matt Campbell could be a great coach there, but I don't believe this is their year, guys. I really don't.
I think he needs time to rebuild. I think that in a few years, I think we could look at him at possibly being, building a really damn good team. But as of right now, I do not. There's not an ounce of anything in me that believes that they're going to compete this season at all.
So for me, Nikki and Sean, I want to pose this at you, and anybody else can join in, Bruce too as well. So since the top of the Big Ten is so strong, should we really be talking about what teams have deficiencies at the top of the Big Ten, or do you believe there's someone so dominant it doesn't matter what the rest of them do? We may have lost Sean.
I think that anybody in the probably the top 5 can compete for it. I don't think anyone has an overwhelming, like Indiana last year, where they're just going to barnstorm and win everything. I don't think so. I think each of the top 5, at least what the prognosticators expect to be the top 5, I think each one of them has question marks.
Hell yeah! Now, for me, the most interesting question mark is Indiana, and here's why. Their quarterback, and I just had his fucking name on my iPad with the lock screen, but he's an interception machine. He's a turnover. Oh, Josh Hoover. I've watched some of his games. I thought he was a turnover machine. I don't know how that's going to work under Cignetti. Cignetti's all about disciplined football. Do you think that'll improve Hoover to be in Cignetti's system as it obviously did Mendoza, or do you think that he'll show that he's not the guy there?
Hello.
Oops. What about that's so?
I'll jump in on that because you guys know I'm a big Hoover fan. From him coming from TCU, I really think he's going to improve. I think he's going to improve a lot. He already has the skills and the mindset. He was just lacking this horrible turnovers and stupid decisions. And every one of those decisions he was making were a turnover or a fumble. I don't care what it was. 90% of the time is he didn't know how to read the defense. He was having a very hard time, and he shouldn't have had that hard of a time playing that many years on how to read the defense. So I really think the Devil will teach him and help him grow.
So I thought Indiana, coaching wise, for Mendoza, one of the reasons they made him look so good was because the plays they were picking, the progressions were either on the same side of the field or easy to get to, and they always had guys in the right position to make the play, just like on defense. And that's one of the things I found interesting about Cignetti is how disciplined they are and how people are in the right space and the right place on the football field where they're supposed to be. So for a guy like Hoover, that could improve his reads drastically.
But it could be also what he needs is like an actual structure. That is like one of the main things we notice with Indiana football, and not just Indiana. I mean, when the Devil was at JMU, he also played structured football. Like everything was structured. No one was out of place. No one was out of line. Like this man is. Like I would hate to be his wife because I would put money. This man has calendars and everything lined up for every second of the day because that's what it looks like on the field with his players.
Yeah,
like he has everything like he knows what. That's why I call him the Devil, is because he sold his soul to know what that next play is, so that his players are there for it.
Now, he reminds me of Bill Walsh a little bit in that way. That Bill Walsh offensively had everything scripted, at least for the first drive, and they knew what they were going to do, and it was rehearsed, and it was all built off what they thought the other team was defensively. And Signetti may be more complex than that. You know, when I really dig in and look at tape and the games I've watched, where he's scripting the defense as well. You know, and that's hard to do early in the season until you've seen a lot of tape. And but Indiana's schedule is very favorable. Yeah.
National championship game, second drive. Miami has the ball. His player knew exactly where to be to intercept that ball. I mean, it was dead on. It was almost like he knew that play was, being called. That's to me, that's how structured and how disciplined he has his players, is they're ready for no matter what. Those players are watching their opponent like a hawk. If they see one movement, they know that play's been changed, and they are going to figure out a way to know that before it's even called. It's just something I noticed with him last year.
So if you look at then I look at Ohio State, and obviously Oregon is loaded as well. But Ohio State is just plain loaded with talent, and saying hell, he was the most efficient quarterback in college football by the numbers last year, and they've still got talent. And then what was that wide receiver they brought back? It was All American, but I mean they've got talent. They've got talent on the outside. They've got a running game. Ohio State looks pretty powerful. Like, can they fuck this up, or are they the number one team in the Big Ten?
I think
fucked it up.
I don't know about that.
I don't like them.
The suck eyes. I hate it that the radio is right across the river from the guys. Right, like if I go through, I love AM radio for college football talk, and I'm riding around listening to AM radio, and you got suck eye football. They're going on about how great they are, and the shoe is going to do this and that, and I'm just like, oh God, I just hope you lose so bad. When Marshall played them a couple of years ago, I was just, I wanted to stop them, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. But I just like Ohio State, so I might be biased. Now, what do you think about them, Bruce? Do you think they're any good?
Hell yeah, they're good. I don't dismiss Ohio State any year. And I'm more interested in Ed's team, Michigan, because I know Ohio State's going to be there. I question Michigan. I'm really wondering what the great Utah coach is going to do for them, and because he's so defensive minded. They're going to be a tough team. Michigan's going to be tough. I just question who their quarterback will be this year.
It's going to be Underwood.
Underwood is Blair Underwood.
Yeah.
Well, then then they can be very competitive. They can be, I don't think their linebackers are as good as they've been in the past. And I'm questioning just how good their running will be this year. But overall, and wide receiver, I don't think they're
better. We're better at wide receiver.
Are you good?
Now that I didn't say great.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the deal. Last year, we were on the peripheral of making the playoff, even though we were never ranked in the top 12. Not that it matters. But realistically, we weren't going to get there because the team, it was 9-4. So you look at it as a average Michigan team.
Mm-hmm.
This team will be better. So my prediction is we will absolutely not win the Big Ten. We will get one of the last at-large spots into the playoff, and maybe win the first round game, and maybe not.
Nice.
And that's why I think with Ohio State, they just reload. They don't, they're always a strong competitive team, and just as long as what's his name, it's their coach. They're not going to be no shrinking violets. But I think the team that's in the catbird seat this year is Oregon. I hate to say it, but they are. and that's because they have depth and they recruit well. They got all the money in the world to get who they want.
They got all the money
And
that Nike has, right?
yep, you bet. Phil's been very good to them.
But that hasn't helped him before.
I mean, they've got more uniforms than any other team, and more color, more colors.
That money hasn't helped them
1968.
before.
Oh,
like
the one
they still
downstairs?
compete every season,
Constant.
but they're not.
Well, I mean, if anybody wants to take a look at what money can do or what it can't do, all you got to do is look at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Oregon's a different team than Texas A&M. I'm sorry.
I mean, I agree, but money will only get you so far.
Yeah,
At this point,
still as X's as an O's, and you're who you actually procure as athletes coming out of high school. You know, not so much the transfer portal, and that's one thing Oregon doesn't do is rely on the transfer portal.
if it all came down to money, Ohio State would have 3 national championships in a row, probably, wouldn't it?
Oh hell yeah!
Now, did it hurt Oregon any when Cristobal went to Miami? So when Cristobal went to Miami from Oregon as an assistant, did that hurt the program any?
No,
I don't think it did. They're
I think Cristobal was the ultimate placeholder at Oregon. I think he's an average coach.
Sean, are you buying this Oregon hype, Sean?
Yeah. I mean, on paper, they're extraordinarily talented. Absolutely.
So should we just go ahead and move to who Oregon's going to play in the big championship?
I mean, before we go to that, I'm surprised Ed thinks an 8-4 Michigan team is going to make the playoff. Is this the first year a 4-loss?
You know what? I was wanting to jump in and make sure that you got a word in on that, but I figured you would get the word in anyway.
Ed's clearly glossed over that schedule because I see 4 losses easily on it, so maybe 5.
Ed, what's up, Ed?
I think we're going to surprise some people. I'm very pleased with the coach.
I mean, you're losing week 2 when Oklahoma comes.
He's retired now, Sean. He's been doing a lot of reading on this.
Yeah,
he's a good coach.
Don't bet on that.
To do some reading.
Yeah, Oklahoma has shown early season that they have difficulty scoring. And Michigan's also a defensive team with a defensive coach, so that could be a trap game for Oklahoma. I actually agree with Ed on that.
I think a healthy material with Oklahoma and with what they return on defense. Yeah, and knowing what we know about Whittingham, who's a quality guy, quality coach, but he's no innovator on the offensive side of the ball. I think Michigan will struggle a lot in that game to score the football, and that's not going to be a good recipe to try to beat Oklahoma. So not quite as bad as when Texas visited Michigan a couple of years ago and hung, 40 or 50 on them in the Big House. But I expect Oklahoma to win that game. They have road tests at Oregon and Ohio State. I see losses there, and then they have some tough games in the middle of their schedule. So I'd be quite surprised if a 4-loss Michigan team makes the playoff. But hey, stranger things have happened, right?
So, Sean, out of curiosity, are there games that cross over with the Big Ten with Notre Dame?
There's only 2. No, 3. Excuse me, 3 this year. Wisconsin, Purdue, and Michigan State.
So none of those games are teams that are expected to compete for the top of the Big Ten.
No, the best is Wisconsin, who's projected at 12th. Michigan State's projected 15th, and then Purdue 16th. So
yeah,
I mean, all the pundits. Notre Dame's playing a weak schedule. I didn't know it was Notre Dame's job to make Purdue and Michigan State be good at football. You know?
Yeah, look good. That's kind of idiotic.
I thought it was on.
How didn't you know that? It's in their contract.
I mean, when these games are scheduled, we know they're scheduled many years in advance. I mean, Michigan State wasn't as bad as they were. Wisconsin wasn't as bad as they are now. Purdue is absolutely, ever since losing Braun to Louisville, has gone into the upside down, and we don't know if they're going to come back first, them or the Demogorgon. But You know, yeah. I mean, there's for the top heaviness of the Big Ten, we need to address the fact that the bottom is really, really bad. I mean, arguably, like some group of 6 teams would genuinely give these programs a run for their money in their own stadium. You know, Rutgers is trash, Maryland's trash, Purdue is trash, Michigan State's trash, and Northwestern is trash.
I would not say that Northwestern is trash.
What was their record last year, Ed?
They were respectable.
No, they were garbage, Ed. Sorry, dude.
Let's look these fuckers up.
Yeah, let's look it up.
Weren't they 3-9 last year?
I mean,
something like that. Yeah.
And lest we fail to mention that the Big Ten is the only conference of the power conferences still does not require a at least one non-conference game against the power opponent. I'll look at Indiana and Penn State's non-conference schedules. We're gonna find out if Northwestern's trash or not week 2 when they play.
Now hold on. Now Northwestern
Dion in prime time, right?
So Ed was a little right. I mean, they didn't look as bad as what we said their record. They were 7-6.
7-6 stuff's nice.
You know, men lie, women lie, records lie. That's a fugazi 7-6. That's not something to be proud of. That's,
I will tell you this: they got their ass whooped at Tulane in the first game of the season.
It's not trash, is what I said.
It's 20-3. Sorry, they scored a field goal on Tulane.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, apparently.
Whatever.
I think 7-6 is not trash, but and Tulane was a playoff team. But Tulane whooped that ass.
Ed, Maryland beat them 31-24, so that's not bad. Wisconsin 42-7. I don't know. I guess they weren't too shitty, but they weren't the best.
I don't remember them coming up in any playoff talks. Do y'all?
No.
Yeah, we thought they were. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, the most we talked about them was that monstrosity that was that. Construction site of a stadium they had last year.
I mean, by the time the end of the season rolled around, I think they would have represented a playoff spot as good as Tulane did.
I mean, they got a beautiful brand new stadium to play in that seats 30,000, 35,000.
That's megalithic.
No, I do remember us talking about that. All I can remember us talking about last season of Northwestern was that they almost beat Michigan. It was 22-24.
Shades of Gary Barnett. Well, almost. Not quite.
So where's their stadium at?
What's that?
What city is their stadium in? Is it in?
It's in Evanston.
Okay, we'll see. Let's see. When they played UCLA, they had 12,000 there.
I think Nicky could have.
Oh shit! They had 12,000 for number 4 Oregon.
I got to ask this,
There are probably
Sean.
some Texas high schools with bigger stadiums than that.
Sean, I got to ask this. Is the primitive nuclear reactor still under the stadium?
No, that was the University of Chicago. They're Division 4 now.
Okay.
So
that was on the
number 4 Oregon coming in to the stadium, and they could not get any more than 12,000. Wait, that can't be the capacity, right?
They called Winnetka High School to see if they could get some of those movable bleachers, and Winnetka said no. We got a big game Friday night.
This may be the No, they got to hold more than 12,000, right?
This year, yeah. The new building is opening. It's
okay. So
absolutely
last
beautiful.
year, that may have been capacity last year, Sean, because I'm seeing a whole bunch of games at that stadium that had the exact same number. 12,000.
They should have played like
23.
They should have played like they did. I think the last 2 games of the year, all of their games at Wrigley Field.
Holy shit! That was capacity at Evanston and Martin Stadium in Evanston.
Wow!
I just don't know how they get away with
23.
it.
You'd
I
think
do
the Big
not
Ten
know
would
how
have
they
it at
get
least.
away with a stadium that's small in D1 football.
I would say you'd think the Big Ten would have at least a minimum threshold, like sort of like the NFL does for
Like,
Well,
the
you
NFL.
said they were
D1
working on their
football
stadium.
does.
So was this a temporary stadium, Sean?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so
Yeah.
we can't fuck with them too.
Tarleton had to add
this
20
new
some
stadium
thousand to be
that's
45 to
replacing
join
the old
D1
one.
football.
They shrunk the size. The
Wow.
old one, before they started renovating it, held just under, I think, 45,000. And
They
now
didn't need
this
that
one's
many now,
somewhere.
Sean.
This one's 30 to 35K.
They
I
didn't
said,
need,
why
they,
would you
they didn't need
renovate?
45,000 anymore, Sean.
Which is crazy to me.
They did
That
for-
generation died off, Sean. There's nobody to buy those tickets.
That's not true. I mean, they got the city of Chicago
I really
right
am
there.
confused.
I mean,
Like,
there's
how
Chicago,
are they
right?
getting away with
Chicago's
that?
a big area,
Like,
but most of them don't go see Northwestern games.
I mean, on all
Like-
the freeways there near Chicago, you see the billboards. Other than the one Brian Urlacher regrew his head of hair, that one, dial an 800 number to regrow your hair, and then the next one you'll see after that is the Northwestern football team and their logo, and it says in big bold letters, Chicago's Big Ten team. And Chicago, the Chicagoland area is over 6 million inhabitants. You mean to tell me they can't get 40,000 to fill that stadium? I mean, or at least just give. I mean, when Ohio State visits, I mean, it's almost 100% scarlet and gray. But either way, you should be able to fill a 40,000 seat stadium if you're in the Big Ten conference.
I'm
Big
moving
stage,
to
Big Life, Big Ten.
I moved to vote Northwestern off the island.
we have to, because I don't think it's fair. Like, I'm going to be honest. Tarleton just moved to D1, and part of our list of things that had to happen for us to be D1, our stadium had to hold at least 45,000. Baseball stadium had to hold so many. Softball had to hold so many. Like, there was actual rules, and if we did not have that, there was no way of joining D1 football. So it's really confusing to me that they're making teams that maybe didn't have it when it wasn't a requirement put it to make sure that they're complying with what they're asking everyone else to comply to.
Now, let me
That
ask
just
you
doesn't make sense.
Do they deserve their cut of the Big Ten money?
I don't think so.
They're
They're
like Vanderbilt in the SEC. They're an original Big Ten team, so they're not going.
Yeah, so they're not going to be denied that money.
Yeah, that's why they're there.
But they're not bringing in any money in any other sports.
They said they're going to at some point, Nikki. They just don't know when.
Because at least with Vandy, the reason I've always given them a buy is because I knew they were putting in their money when it came to baseball every year.
That Commodore.
So
that Commodore mascot.
it was
cool.
kind of like, okay, they suck at every other sport, but we know they're going to kick ass and bring in some money in baseball. But I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think, I guess Northwestern had a decent softball team.
Yeah, they won something recently.
Yeah, they have it. I think they have a decent softball team, but as of baseball, your top three, baseball, basketball, and football, they're not bringing in their share, what I would call it.
There you go.
How's Illinois going to size up this year? Because they made a little bit of noise.
I was right. It was this year, May of this year. Northwestern heralded their national championship women's lacrosse team.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't
so
know
they brought in that Nikki.
I don't know how much money lacrosse generally makes, but they did win the women's lacrosse national title.
They cashed a check for $3,800 when all the expenses were taken out.
I'm not sure
Well,
when they're going to
what's
take
crazy
the purple to
is most
Pasadena.
lacrosse teams are club teams.
Yeah,
Like
which
most
No,
means
no,
they,
this is the
which means they pay to play, right?
no, not
yeah, like
Northwestern.
they
That's
have
the
to
big
raise the money.
the league or the level that Northwestern plays lacrosse in is the legit, not club.
Okay.
lacrosse.
Because
Okay,
like
so-
Florida's lacrosse team, we're badass, but we're club and we can't play in the SEC, so we actually win the Big 12 every season in lacrosse,
Yeah,
which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But well, good for them. That lacrosse keeping their school going.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about Northwestern surprising anybody this year, right?
No.
No.
Okay, so let's go ahead and notch them out.
hell yeah, fuck them. So,
I mean, that's how I feel about Ohio State. Like, fuck them, fuck Michigan.
oh, did we lose Nikki? Or there we go. We have recovery.
There she is.
Right here.
There she is. So we zapped out for a second. I don't see the Smacking Off Home Office or Major Divine coming back yet, but I'm sure there we go. So there's Mr. Divine. So yeah, I think he had a valid point there. I'm sure Doug will rejoin us.
Giving us problems. Like StreamYard's been really bad. Like they hate us right now.
No, we're probably too much for them. It probably burns their screen up. You know what I'm saying? They might be watching this in like
No,
an
they did it to
fashion.
me. They did it to me 2 days ago on one of my shows. They just kept booting one of us off left and right, and it wasn't anything. Like it wasn't really political. It wasn't really anything, and they just wanted to mess with us.
Hell yeah!
So I just said it was. I was on the show and they hate me.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, I can. I see you rejoin.
Yeah.
Now, Doug, you've inspired me this year. Instead on my crank radio or my big Sansui, I'm going to listen to the voice of the Wildcats and on AM on my old blue box right here.
Awesome. How did I inspire you?
I love how MS face.
Hell yeah! Well, the reason this boom box is important, Nikki, is this is the boom box that I introduced my cousin Norman Barney to over the mountain on in 1982, and it changed his life.
Wow, that's the same fucking
The
boombox.
year I was born.
It is. This is the boom box that I
You
introduced.
take care of your shit, don't you, Bob?
I do because
I probably had a boombox just like it, Bob, but I left it in somebody's car at some point in the late
Your
'80s, and I haven't seen it
boombox is the
since.
same age as me.
say, well, it is and interesting. We like that.
Yeah,
That
I
means
was born in '82.
wow.
So yeah, I was born in '82. So your
You're
boombox is the
such a
same age
baby,
as me.
Nikki.
I was 15 years old, so we're not that far apart, Nikki. You know what I'm saying? Once you become adults, things become relative. You know what I mean? And I see the
We're all the same.
we're gonna give great. What's that, Doug?
I was just going to say, let's go ahead and figure out what teams we do need to talk about.
Well, me, I think it's Iowa. I think we need to talk about them. I think we spoke about Michigan, unless people feel we need to flesh that out a little more. I think we need to talk about Oregon, Indiana, and Ohio State. I believe those are the true contenders, and also Washington. I think maybe a sneaky contender.
Thank you, Robert.
There you go.
Are we leaving? Isn't Nebraska in the 10?
The cornholers are probably going to be.
Yeah, I have to question because I always forget. There might be a team in the Big Ten like Missouri and the SEC that I always forget about.
Well, shit, the bed. Who the hell is the cornholes coach?
Matt Rule.
Matt Rule.
He's still
Matt
there?
Rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about Nebraska in the middle of the year, but toward the end of the year, we won't be talking about them anymore.
Except maybe on donkey balls.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Anybody? Am I wrong?
You know,
I might pick them to win it all.
I don't go that far, but I think they will be in the upper tier of the pack, middle of the pack. I don't think they're going to be that bad. They got a good, halfway decent quarterback, so I don't see them being
until I see them do anything. I'm never going to believe they're back. They're going to be back. I'll believe it when I see it with Nebraska. I mean, that's just the position that I take. I mean, I realize
they're not the team of the '80s and the '70s. That's
no,
they
can't recruit Texas anymore. That's a real problem for Nebraska.
In the 90s.
They're going to start 5-0, and everyone's going to be talking about them.
What's that, Sean?
They're going to start 5-0, and everyone's going to be talking about them.
That's what I was figuring. Yeah, and then by the time we get to the end of the year, we're going to be asking, are they going to be able to pull off that 6th win or whatever it's going to take to get them?
Yeah, I mean, they'll start 5-0, then they could realistically lose 5 in a row. Looking at this schedule, I mean, they start 5-0, then Indiana, that's probably a loss. Then at Oregon, probably a loss. Washington, probably a loss. At Illinois, I think they lost to them last year, so call it a loss. Now they're 5-4, and they got to go to Rutgers, and then suddenly at Rutgers is a must-win game to get bowl eligible. Losing to Ohio State after that, and probably losing to Iowa again.
I would agree with that scheduling and the win-loss for them.
You know what?
The reason I say they start 5-0 is you got to beat Ohio, the MAC Ohio, Bowling Green, North Dakota, in Maryland. I mean, you have to if you're at this point if you're Matt Rule, right? Or are you going to trash can him?
Yeah.
But Ohio always comes out fighting. You know, I mean, they're a team that, like, you know, we talk about the MAC and the Sun Belt that once a year there's like one team that just comes out fighting and knocks off someone that you didn't expect them. So it could be that game. You know, I won't pick Nebraska to win it all. I hope they lose it all because I still hold a grudge from 1995. But, you know, I think that I don't know. I think personally, like, I think Nebraska is not going to happen.
So is it ever possible again for Nebraska to be the most dominant team in college football?
Not anymore.
There you go. Now, where does their money come from for their NIL? From the insurance companies there? Because there's lots of fucking big insurance companies in Omaha. Massive.
Yeah, there's some insurance companies in Omaha that they get money. I mean, and then probably ag. You know, they have big ag out there too.
So, but I don't know if they can match the money of Ohio State.
I have no clue.
There was an article the other day, no free ads, so we're not going to tell you what publication I read it in, but the interesting stat, countering actually what Doug said, was actually, so of their 3 national championship winning teams in the 90s, 65% of the scholarship players on those teams were homegrown Nebraskans. 65%.
Well, that means 35% came from Texas, right?
Or California.
California, yeah. They were definitely a nationally recruited team at that point, but they did get a lot from Texas.
Currently, they have less than 25% of their scholarship players on the roster. Less than 25% from Nebraska. So you have to wonder what is going on in their own actual state, and why are they?
Where else would those great players go, or were they just? I mean, were they just?
It's who those players go to.
That tells me you're not doing a good job of scouting and evaluating your own backyard.
Right.
Can you tell me this?
The majority of them are going to Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, even Illinois, and you go that's something. Something is definitely broken there.
Offensive linemen. That's what they produced was offensive linemen and defensive linemen, and when they were homegrown guys were on those lines, they were dominant.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing to a lesser extent. I think not only leaving the Big 12 to go to the Big 10 is a big factor in that, but also changing coaches all the time and changing schemes all the time. Where we're seeing it right now, to a lesser extent, is Wisconsin. They've got the same. We knew what Wisconsin was for years. Huge ass offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and we're going to run the ball 40 to 45 times a game and throw about 10 passes. And then now you have Fickle, who's like, no, that's not me. We're not going to do that. We're going to revamp. And now look at Wisconsin. They've been mediocre to bad the last 3 or 4 years.
I agree with that. And that's USC's problem as well. So they tried to bring in a coach who basically was a gimmick coach offensively. And they could have worked and made lots of yardage. And they've had some premium players. But the truth of it is, what they ought to do, especially in their own market and the players that they can get, is play power football. If USC played power football, they might even become dominant. But it's not going to happen under Lincoln Riley. But that would be my advice to USC, is to return to power football and great running backs and great linemen and great defense. And then, because that's what the Big Ten in the end is really all about. So it's my opinion, that's what
Tailback U
they're
hasn't been
about.
tailback U for a few years now.
Yeah. So for USC to reach the upper echelon of the Big Ten, they're going to have to be able to push people around. And the people who are successful in the Big Ten are the teams that can push other teams around. Even if it is to run a modern spread style offense, you still have to have a dominant offensive line to create the time and space for those kind of plays to develop as well. So if for whatever reason, that they're able to get to players like Caleb Williams or whoever they had at quarterback that was so lauded, they're able to get guys like that and frustrate them. And because they haven't dominated on the offensive line. And really right now, you got to say that's where Oregon is at the top of the conference, in my opinion, even though Ohio State has great line play as well. But Oregon has returned players. They've used the transfer portal. They've developed guys, and they're powerful on the offensive line. So their players will have the time to exploit their skills, and we'll see what happens with that. But from the beginning of the season, before we've seen a snap, I think that's the edge that Oregon has.
Yeah, Oregon's got some big boys on both sides of the line. Big time.
No doubt about it. And that's the most important edge you can have in a conference like the Big Ten or even the SEC. None of these gimmick offenses and plays just can happen on their own. There's got to be time for them to develop, and you've got the guys going the right direction. So the teams that have the top echelon of line play are going to be able to do what they want. And then from there, it's just coaching. So if you're a team like Nebraska and you're getting ground to powder by Oregon, right? If you're being forced into mistakes like Indiana does to you, or if you're just being out fucking physical and out talented like Ohio State can do to you, then you're not no classic Nebraska team, and they might have to evaluate that. I don't know how much mediocrity means to them, but I don't believe that it was I don't believe it's what Nebraska stands for. And if there is, they might be reluctant to spend money on them right now, the boosters, until they see something different.
Well, we will find what USC is made of. We play them in the 4th or 5th game of the season, and I think that's going to be a precursor for what they will do. I think this is a must year for Mr. What's his name to get off his ass and do something. If not, his contract's going to be shortchanged.
There you go.
And he could be gone. And so I'm not saying USC is going to, and they did a fine recruiting system. We got Cody Green, a star from them this year that is going to be starting as a freshman. And we got a couple other kids that will be freshmen starting, both offensively and defensively, and some really good quality athletes. So,
the state of Washington would explode, Bruce, if Washington football did great, because the Seahawks even look good in preseason, and they won the Super Bowl. They're young. They brought back 22 There was it 20 of 22 starters. So if Washington State exploded, Washington football exploded, and Seattle was good again as well, which I believe they will be. They'll be near dominant on defense. So your state would just set on fire with it.
Well, I'm going out on the limb, and we're 9-3 last season. I think our goal is 10 and 10 wins in the playoffs, and both offensively and defensively, our lines are huge, friggin' huge, and we'll be able to compete with any team in the Big Ten this year coming up. And the second thing that we have is depth on both lines of scrimmage, where we'll be shuttling kids in and out all night, and no one's gonna, we got seniors who are playing second string, okay, both offensively and defensively. So we have not taken a step back. We've gotten better. Plus, we got a third-year quarterback in Damon Williams, who's an excellent quarterback. I think he'll be more of a he knows where he's going to throw the ball now. He's not going to be hesitant, and he can run. So that's another guy. The only weak areas that I think we have right now is running back, and we have Quade Carr, who's stepped in, and Jaden Larmar, who's a transfer from Oregon, a good running back. I'm not saying a great running back, good. And we have a couple, Brian Bonner, who's a 4-star coming up this year, who will be a freshman starting. So Washington is a much, much improved team. I think they're cycling back from the championship year that we had 4 years ago. I think we're almost there with that, with what we have in the house right now. And I think our coaching is much more solidified than we were 3 years ago. So, I'm going on the limb this time and putting us in the CFP again this year. We may not win it, but we'll sure in hell give it a good run. Can we beat? And I won't be.
Well, that was
Ed,
weird.
are you going to the bathroom? Ed, are you going to the bathroom?
What the hell? We're having some weird moments right now. Let's see here. Oh, okay, Dr. Balls is off. Now he's back on. Hold on. Let's see
Can you
here.
hear me?
Yes, I can. It is in the
Ed is
restroom.
going to
See
the
the trouble.
I just wanted to make sure Ed was going to the bathroom.
It was apropos for the show.
It would not be smacking off if Ed didn't go to the bathroom in the middle of the show.
I'm in a weird place right now. I can't say that again. That's what I thought you said. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. But...
So what kind of weird place are you at, Doug? I don't know. I'm gonna know, Doug. What weird place are you at?
Say that again.
What weird place are you at right now?
He's watching Ed go to the bathroom.
I hear water or piss or
like
something.
He's literally going to the bathroom.
Goodness.
All right, so Sean, are you still there, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I tend to agree with. I think if there's anything of a dark horse, it is Washington. It's a good schedule. It's a long way to go when you got to go out to Seattle. They're big on both sides of the line, so I would pick Washington as my dark horse.
Yeah, Ed, you're breaking up really bad.
Like a $6 million man, he's breaking up.
That or he's got a really
This
good
is the first time I think in many years, even the CFP year, I was not confident of that team. Believe it or not, even with having Penix, because it was a different type of team.
I think he's
This
got to
is
move the bunny
a team that
ears.
is really
You know what?
pulled
I
together.
think that Ed was trying to tell us that he dropped the microphone into the toilet.
Good.
He did
And he
sound-
didn't want to admit it.
When he was admitting it, it just sounded like he was coming from above the water and we were under the water.
This is someone at Taco Bell is what
So
happened.
are we looking at a possible Washington-Oregon rematch in the Big Championship? Would that be some shit?
that's what I was going to, and I actually have Washington beating Oregon.
Nice. Well,
I would like that to happen. Is it a reality? Is it a reality check for me? Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
You ain't buying it. You're not buying it, are you?
No, I'm not. This year's a different team. I just got this vibe. I just got this thing going where I have not been this highly anticipated team that I have for a long time. A long time. And
I know that feeling.
Lynn saw it off. I'm going to do it.
And I know that feeling, Bruce, because that's the feeling I have for my Gators right now. But I see a very, I don't know. I like this Washington team. I talked to a few people today. Said, the Big Ten is just not a conference I enjoy watching. To me, it's boring half the time. But I enjoy watching Washington play of all the teams. And every once in a while, Iowa, I enjoy watching them. But most of the times I end up falling asleep watching them, so it's not worth my time. But I enjoy watching Washington, and I really, really want to see them get over that hump and actually prove and show that they are one of the best and shouldn't be forgotten every year. When you read or you hear these different analysts, you never hear talking about Washington.
Yeah.
It's Oregon.
No.
It's Ohio
Well, a lot
State.
of that is the East Coast, West Coast press situation that either they love you or they hate you. This is nothing new to us, and we have felt that rebuke a lot of times. But you got to just look through that and consider the source. If I listen to Herb Street, I would be, in my bathroom, my bathtub, curled up in a fetal position. And I'm not of that ilk, but I'm not like we're going to whip the world. No, I think we're going to be there because of both of our minds, and substantially it is, and that's that's where I'm putting the anchor on.
How many teams do we think that the Big Ten could get in the Big 12 into the playoffs?
I think they could get 2.
Oh, really? I think they can get as many as 4.
I think it's between 3 and 4.
3 and 4. I agree.
It just really depends on.
I think it depends on Iowa and Washington. Is what it depends on.
Iowa's always a good coach team. They're big. They have big lines. They play football, smash mouth football. You can't.
They lead the league in punting every year, which I think is great.
They also red zone scoring too.
Ohio State as usual. Like surprise, Nikki not being sold on Ohio State. I mean, that's nothing new. But I'm not, and I literally think Texas is going to destroy them week 1. I just don't see that happening. But I do see that. I just don't.
I agree with you, Nikki, because the only reason why I feel that way is I don't see the press really pushing them this year. I don't see them saying, "Oh, Ohio State's the team to beat in the Big Ten." This is the first time I haven't seen it in the last 6 years.
There's a reason. I tune into a lot of these teams' practices that they allow on YouTube and different, like the press pages where you can see so much of practice and what they're dealing with. As of right now, and I know it's just practice, but I'm watching Florida, I'm watching Bama, I'm watching USC, I'm watching JMU, Tulane, and they look like a team, okay? A team, if they could beat anyone, who knows? But they actually look like a team that meshes and works on the field. I'm watching Ohio State, and they're not on the same page yet. And I don't know if this is what we're seeing with a lot of the transfer portal used.
Or Ron
Yeah, and I'm kind of feeling like maybe it's transfer portal coming in, or it could be that for me, I just see a lot anymore of there's not that much loyalty, and a lot of these players play for their name on the back of their jersey and not the team.
Yes.
And maybe that has something to do with it. But I watched Ohio State's practices last year, and I'm like, as much as I don't want to say it, they're going to be good. They just don't look organized. Don't look organized right now.
I'm not going to push them aside and say, oh, they're non-consequential. You got Michigan. They're always going to be a team that's going to be in there.
Always
have their nose in there. Iowa's going to be there. You're going to look at let me see who else. Oregon's going to be. I just wonder how long Lanning's going to hold out if he doesn't win within the next 2 years a national championship. Because believe me, they want it there in Eugene. They're tired of all the the big O is what's on your helmet. That's how many national.
But who do they hire? My question would be, who would they hire that would keep them going to the playoffs every year, even though they're not winning a national championship? Who are they going to hire that can get them to that level? I don't think right now there's a coach out there that's worthy of that. This guy is keeping Oregon consistent, and I do feel at some point he's going to get over that hump, and we're going to see Oregon win a championship.
It could be this year.
It could be, but I just cannot see them hiring anyone else that would make them any better. I think whoever they hired next would bring them back.
Well, Phil Knight got deep pockets. He can find somebody.
Oh, yeah. Yep, it'd be worlds of fun and excitement if they did.
And I'm not saying Oregon and Washington's. I know Oregon is. I'm not saying Washington's going to be in the Catbirds by no stretch of imagination. It's a long, hard season. But I'm, my crystal ball saying something, and I can easily see the game of the season again boiling down between Oregon and Washington. Both same record.
I think so too. But I've said this for the last few years on the show. I kept Washington up there only because they're the only team in the big that I enjoy watching, except for I like watching USC like the first 2 or 3 years that Lane was there just to piss off Oklahoma. But other than that, I could care less about watching them. But Washington is one team that I will watch.
I'm going with the boring pick here, and I'm going to say that we see a repeat of Ohio State, Indiana in the big championship. Oregon will be good, but they'll blow.
That's very plausible. Signetti is not going to go away.
No, he's not going to go away, but I do think Ohio State wins this time.
You're going to put a dagger in his heart. He's a vampire. He's going to be around.
No, the devil never dies. That's why I call him the devil.
Are you a believer in Indiana now, Sean?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it was a confluence of many things that, They say a squirrel finds a nut, and they certainly did last year.
Exactly, and I think Sean's letting you know that squirrels don't find that many nuts, do they?
No. I think the difference being this year is Mendoza was damn good even before Signetti got his hands on him. A lot of people don't know that because they were tucked away in their beddies when Cal would play their games late at night. But having seen him in person in that duel with Cam Ward, who was also a number 1 pick.
Yeah, against Miami.
Against Miami. I was at that game.
Yeah.
I said, I don't know who this kid from Cal is, but he's pretty damn good. Moving him up and down the field. And then, he graduates and, there's NIL available and Signetti's a great coach and gets a kid that's already highly intelligent with a great arm, and just gets a bunch of pieces around him that are really good. Those receivers were good. And kudos to Signetti for getting wide receivers that not only are good at catching the ball, but on running plays, those dudes block. Not a lot of wide receivers are willing to do the dirty work and go out and block. And those guys were. And they had a hell of a year. You tip your cap, 16-0. That's incredible. I mean, they, other than, 2 of their games, 3 of their games were close. I think that's it. 3 of them, right? The rest, they pretty much blew everybody out or were well in hand. So, kudos to Signetti and the Hoosiers. But it's a new year. They lost a ton of those 5th and 6th year guys and other guys to the NFL. I don't have a lot of faith in Hoover to be Mendoza 2.0. As great as Signetti is as a coach, I just at some point you coach a guy all you want, but the talent is the talent,
Yeah, the horses are the horses.
Game. So I do think that you had to see something in Hoover to bring him in when there was plenty others, in that transfer portal that probably.
I don't, the viewers and you guys can call me out if I'm wrong, but I don't see it. I don't see Indiana going to the Big Ten championship game. Maybe they'll make the playoff. I don't see them winning the national title either.
I see them making the playoff.
I would love to see Hoover finally bloom and blossom and be, in those games because I love the kid, but I just don't. I think Indiana lost so much. I mean, they lost pretty much all of their core players.
I think they make the big title game, but they definitely don't make the playoffs. I think Ohio State bounces their ass in the big title game.
I have Oregon against Ohio State in the Big Ten.
Does anybody have anything, any big surprises for this title game? I'm trying to remember if everybody's picked on this. Bob, have you picked?
Me personally, I've got Indiana and Ohio State. I just believe that's what's going to be. But I agree with Sean. I think that Hoover's not conservative with the football. That may be hard to cure, and it may be their Achilles heel as far as being the national champion again.
I mean, I would love to see, but we can't now because the Big Ten and the SEC just came out the other day. If you have ever played the NFL or signed a contract, you can't play college football anymore. What I would love is an experiment that I think would be hilarious. He's not with the Raiders anymore, but last year was so brutally bad. I would love to see Geno Smith leave the Jets and go to Indiana and see if Kurt Signetti could get something out of him. Because I think he threw 17 or 18 interceptions last year with the Raiders.
Are you talking the Geno Smith that played at West Virginia years ago?
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, for a fact he would improve in Indiana.
But I'd like to know how much, what would be the differential?
I think it'd be tremendous. I think.
You think so?
I think Signetti.
Did you watch Geno Smith last year with the Raiders, Doug? Do you know how bad that was?
Well, he's awful. But
I mean,
he would
it looked
simplify.
like he was intentionally throwing it to the team wearing the other uniforms.
He had some success at the Jets, though, and I wouldn't call it
I
big
mean,
success.
Signetti would either break him or he would reform him.
I mean,
Let's manifest
Bruce
it.
can attest to this. The Seahawks ship him off to us.
Yeah.
And they bring in Dick Hammer's grandson, Slam Darnold, and they immediately go win the
We
Super
go to the
Bowl.
world. We go to the
You know,
championship.
if
Super
you
Bowl
had
win.
Geno Smith, Bruce, do you think you guys win that Super Bowl last year?
Hell no. Not no. Hell no.
So I wish we
Hell
could
no.
conduct the NCAA or the Big Ten would let us conduct an experiment. If the Jets do ever cut Geno Smith, grant him 1 more year of eligibility, but he has to go to Indiana just to see what we could get out of
That's
that.
good, Sean. That's
Let's manifest.
I mean, he
it,
really
guys.
is that guy at this point.
Because now
What I
I
mean is
have
Signetti.
I have Mendoza from Signetti, who's shown flashes here in preseason. He had one bad play at pick 6, but he's had other very good plays.
Yeah.
So now I need a control for that. So I need Geno Smith to go to Signetti's quarterbacking school to see how good this guy really is.
Yeah.
I mean, if he turns Hoover around, who seemed to be an interception machine at TCU, then
Just a turnover. That kid could fumble the ball just by looking at it.
then we can call
Ed, are you still there?
Signetti the quarterback whisperer, you know.
Ed, are you still there? No, fucking Ed left.
He must enjoy
But
it.
I will
Fuck
say
you,
this,
Ed.
with the Big Ten, what I would love to see in the championship game would be like Iowa against Nebraska, something like really random.
The Corn Bowl.
God, that,
But see,
that's awful.
That's a game that you wouldn't
Come
want.
on.
No, the Corn Bowl.
But
Washington
I mean,
versus
those
Iowa is
are my
good.
favorite Big Ten games. I long for the days of the old Big Ten West division where a blowout is 13-6.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
awesome. Like, and you
Yes.
knew every
I
time.
think that would be fun.
Bet the under.
Like,
Bet the under. They're
yeah.
not getting over 24 points for this game.
Well, I mean, Iowa typically scores
Yes,
between
that would
6
be
and
fun.
13, right?
The 1 year they came back, I think, and beat Nebraska with like 2 field goals and a safety. You know.
Well, you know, Sean, and I know I don't know if you paid attention to football as much back in the day, but Gene Stallings had that kind of team at Alabama. It was like watching fucking paint dry.
See, I used to feel it. Now I love it. I love that grindy. Well, you know, we're gonna have to play field position today, man, and we're gonna have to punt here. It's 3rd down and we're punting. Like, well, you know, in case we screw up on 3rd, we still have 4th down to punt. You know, and the punt is one of our best offensive weapons because that guy might fumble it. You know, or
Yeah.
I mean, those
accidentally.
kind of games, it really comes down to like a play or two.
It's great. It's great.
I mean, I think
Bad
even in the
football.
high scoring games, it comes down to a play or two, but it really is a play or two. I mean, it's literally the only 2 plays you see in the fucking game.
Like the coaches are like waving the punt return, like don't field it inside your 10, and
Exactly.
you know he fields it at the 8, and he's tackled for a loss.
Yeah,
You
that,
know,
that's
it's like-
big. Exactly. That fucking
And then they immediately pan to the coaches on the sideline. They're all like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?
that's
Oh,
a
my God,
field,
you told me not to do
that's a loss of field position, and that means you're punting from a bad place.
And that's that consortium of like Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Nebraska. That Bermuda Triangle of like really grindy football. The weather.
You're punting from a bad place because you have no intentions of even trying to move the ball.
We're not even going to try to throw the ball further than 5 yards. Our deep
Exactly.
route is a tight end 7-yard curl.
Same plays, or it goes to the fucking it hits the ground, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
All right. So as everybody spoke on, fuck Ed because he left. But Ed had Michigan winning the Big Ten. Did I hear that correctly, guys?
Yeah, I believe it's true.
But I promise to manifest Iowa against Nebraska.
Oh, if so, we're doing a special episode on it. It's going to be the Cornhole Bowl.
Special.
Yeah, I'm going to
Special.
manifest
Yes, the
it. It's
Cornhole
going
Bowl
to
special.
happen.
Yes.
That's their rivalry game this year. Their protected rivalry game is Iowa and Nebraska. It's always on Friday after Thanksgiving.
It throws everything off if they play again in the championship game, doesn't it?
That would be an incredible rematch.
Well, I got the championship game to be between Ohio State and
That would be
Oregon,
the Cornhole Bowl too, the Electric Boogaloo.
and then Oregon playing Notre Dame for the national championship.
Nice.
All right, I guess we'll talk. What's left next week, guys? The Sun Belt.
The SEC.
It just means March.
Oh, we forgot to make our MAC picks that we missed from last week.
God damn it! I've got Northern Illinois.
They're not
Northern
in the MAC
Illinois
anymore.
over Toledo.
Toledo.
Is Northern Illinois in the MAC? They're not.
They're in the Mountain West now.
Okay, fuck me. Let's see, Toledo. Miami of Ohio over Toledo. They're in the same
There you go.
division, aren't they?
No, you're good. There's no division anymore.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Toledo.
I'm gonna take-
Sorry, Miami of Ohio over Toledo.
I'm gonna take Toledo over Western Michigan.
There you go.
Who is Western Michigan? What's their Nick?
The Broncos, right? Or
Broncos.
Mustangs.
Broncos, yeah.
Western Michigan Broncos, yeah.
Thursday night, Mac. We knew the conference well at one time, guys. Well, I've got Ohio over Toledo, and played at the in Akron at the Rubber Bowl.
Oh, the Rubber Bowl got tore down, Bob. They tore
I
it
know
down.
it's a dream for things, you know.
I
It's
know.
sad.
It's very sad they tore the Rubber Bowl down. I agree with you.
It was the site of Marshall's first AA national championship, I believe.
Yeah.
So-
and the city of Akron didn't want to maintain it or upkeep it. So.
Fuck them then. Fuck them. So, guys, I want all the people to subscribe, like, share, right? Buy the merchandise and join the groups and follow Nikki too and all of us that like to be followed. And fuck
We
your
all
team.
like to be followed. Everybody does.
We do follow.
Doug,
Everyone
Just follow
Yeah.
me,
to
baby.
the
Yeah.
store, to the grocery store.
what's your
just
favorite
follow
Beatles album?
My
Whoa.
favorite Beatles album. Holy shit, that's so difficult because it changes weekly.
Come on, you got 30 seconds.
Okay, so right now it's the White Album, but sometimes it's Sgt. Pepper's, and so I really love Let It
Revolver's
Be.
not bad.
I really love Let It Be. It's
Let
such
It
a weird fucking vibe album with Paul and John pretty much just creating acoustically. I love that.
Yep.
I waffle between the White Album and Abbey Road.
Yeah, Abbey Road's a great album too. It's just it
okay.
it really changes per week. I swear to God, it does.
They're
Oh, yeah.
amazing. I've really gotten to appreciate them so much. Once I start playing their music and seeing where they're coming from, it's a whole different.
And if they just buy Smacking Off the Poundcast merchandise for Nikki when she appears at the Super Bowl, we'd really appreciate it.
Yes.
All right, and
And I just have to say, y'all send my Tarleton Texans some love. We play Saturday.
Go,
First
Charlie.
game of the season.
our next gimmick is smacking off the toilet paper. Right.
That's right. Let's do that.
Lord have mercy.
For Ed,
All right,
it'd be
man.
signed by Ed, endorsed by Ed
Exactly, Ed, who is now in bed.
and Dane. You could have Dane or Ed.
Or
full
you
time.
Dane is on the toilet.
Toilet too.
Yeah.
We need
All right,
to check.
so-
He might be on the toilet.
All right, the SEC next week, and we only did that to piss off the Big Ten fans this year. Next year, we'll go with something else, right? We really
No.
will go with the fucking Sun Belt for the last week next year.
Okay.
Works for me.
All right, later, guys.
Later.
Bye.
I'm the king of this shit, yeah, I'm built to last. Bitches trying to front, but they don't got the craft. Rolling with my crew, we move quick like a flash. Living that street life, making money, making cash. I hate your team, they weak, they just wanna crash. But I'm balling on a level, yo, I'm sipping on that sass. Smacking off the podcast, don't step to me. Talking all that noise, but you're just a parody. Fuck your mama. I know you hate my clarity. We live in thug life, that's the reality. I'm the voice of the streets, I'm the absolute truth. Got these fuckers shook, they just